Careful, don't slide down into that ditch.
I can't drive with the radio on in case anything by the Pointer Sisters comes on and I swerve into a ditch.
I saw you down at the Ditch Witch the other day with some little brunette.
Hey there, and welcome to Talk Word. This is the place where we grab a single English word, pop it under the microscope, and really unpack its amazing and sometimes kind of weird life. Today, we are absolutely getting our hands dirty because the word we're digging into is ditch. So, to get started, let me throw a little puzzle your way. What could possibly connect a muddy trench on the side of a road, a plan that you've just totally given up on, and, a really boring date you just want to escape from? It sounds random, right? But believe it or not, the answer is that one simple but super powerful word we're talking about today. Okay, first things first. Let's start with the most basic, physical meaning of ditch, the one you can actually see and, well, fall into if you're not careful. We're talking about ditch as a noun. So, at its very core, a ditch is just a long, narrow hole in the ground. You've seen them a million times, right? Picture a country road, maybe after a big rainstorm. That little channel on the side that's carrying all the water away. Yep, that's a ditch. It's all about managing water. Super practical. And you'll see it used in some really straightforward ways. A car might swerve off the road and end up in a ditch. Farmers use them all the time for irrigation. It's a literal, physical place. Pretty simple, right? Well, this is where the story of this word starts to get really interesting. Because this is what language does so beautifully. We take this really concrete idea, this hole in the ground for stuff we don't want, like excess water, and we turn it into an action. Ditch becomes a verb. So to ditch something means to get rid of it, to abandon it. The mental image is so strong, isn't it? It's like you are metaphorically taking something or someone you don't want anymore, tossing them into that hole and just walking away. And we see this all the time. You can ditch an object, like you decide to ditch your old phone for a new model. You can ditch people, which, isn't always the nicest thing to do, but it means you left them behind. And you can even ditch something that isn't physical at all, like a bad plan. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the noun, a real physical place. The farmer dug a ditch. Simple. But on the other side, you have the verb, this abstract idea of abandonment. He decided to ditch the plan. That's the huge leap our language makes, from something concrete to a concept. All right, now for the fun part. Let's look at how ditch really comes alive in everyday, informal chat. This is where it gets its modern personality. You are going to hear these phrases constantly. To ditch school just means to skip class. A last-ditch effort, that's that final desperate attempt when you've got nothing else to lose. Think like the final shot at the buzzer to win the game. And yeah, ditching someone is a pretty casual way of saying you ended a relationship, usually kind of suddenly. So the main thing to remember here is that while the noun is important, it's the verb that you're going to hear all the time in conversations, in movies, in music. It has become the go-to slang word for leaving something or someone behind. Okay, so we've looked at the noun, the verb, all the cool slang. Now that you've got the secret life of ditch all figured out, let's see how you might use it. It's your turn. Let's just walk through these. Number 1, a friend suggests a movie, but it looks awful. What do? You might say, hey, let's ditch this idea and get pizza instead. Okay, number 2, you're super late for a big meeting. You might have to ditch your original plan to stop for coffee. And number 3, that final, desperate attempt to win. That is your last-ditch effort. See? You've got this. And just like that, we have come full circle. Remember that puzzle from the beginning? The trench, the failed plan, and the boring date? Well, there's your answer. The word ditch is the thread that connects a physical place to all these very human decisions we make about what to abandon. So I guess the biggest takeaway is just how incredibly versatile this one little word is. I mean, it started its life as just a hole in the ground, and now it's this dynamic, expressive verb we use to talk about our choices every single day. That's the real story of ditch. I really hope you had fun digging into this word with me. And hey, if you did, and you've got a word you're fascinated by, you should check out the TalkWord mobile app. You can actually create your own explainer, just like this one, and even team up with a second host to break it all down. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next time on TalkWord.
1 minute, she's driving 2 girls home from dance practice, and the next she's lying in a ditch.
Our car's in the ditch outside of town.